coming. What time we can start?
Here he is. Hi, Bill. How you doing? I'm Tom, and this is Ed, and this is George. Bill.
How would you say George Marsh on there? Could you say Kwasi Badu on there?
See. Oh, my name?
Your name?
Kwasi. Kwasi. Badu.
Could you do it faster?
Yeah. Kwasi Badu Brampong. You call anybody name, you call Brampong. Brampong is a gentleman.
Right.
You call my name. I mean, go. Can't stop.
You wouldn't call him right.
Yeah.
When I was studying African drumming, one of the most interesting things that Kwasi had us do was to play the same rhythm over and over again. The whole class did this. And then Kwasi would play all these fantastic rhythms on top of it. Like this rhythm the whole class was playing was chicka chickum, 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 chicka chickum.
I don't know if this is it, but they do things like they play a little dedication to, for instance, the elephant or the tree, as to the spirit of the elephant or the tree, in dedication to them for for using the elephant's ear for when you cut down the tree. They do this as a kind of a religious ceremonial thing before they play.
Supposedly there's really a heavy thing they go through when they cut down the tree. They can make a lot of drums out of one of these trees.
Right.
And there's a religious ceremony.
Right, the spirit of the tree. Everything has a spirit.
Since he's a master drummer, he would be leading and making sure everyone was playing the right rhythm, really keeping tabs of everything. And a lot of times a master drummer wouldn't be playing hardly anything at all. He would be listening mainly to hear that everything was balanced correctly. So he hears each individual part, and he hears the total mosaic too, because in African music the simple parts fit together to form something that as a whole sounds very complicated, and not just complicated but beautiful and very intricate. Each individual rhythm out of context, then each rhythm is very simple. Most of the time they're very simple, and a lot of the rhythms you can hear in jazz music, like ding-ka-ding, 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 ding-ding. Like you hear that all the time. That's the ride cymbal rhythm for a jazz drummer. So anyway, to get back, Kwasi used a click track and overdubbed each part himself, because he was the only one there. There weren't any other drummers.
Explain what that is, because overdubbing is difficult, and so is click track.
Okay,
right?
In the studio, a lot of times you're by yourself in the studio, say, and you want to keep a steady tempo for 5 minutes. So you put on a metronome that's fed to you through an earphone, and then you listen to that and use that as a guide to play whatever rhythm you're playing. So the way Kwasi used this click track was he first of all he played the cowbell rhythm, and he played it listening to the click track, and this was recorded, and then this was played back to Kwasi. Kwasi heard the cowbell and the click track, and he put another instrument on the tape. Anyway, Kwasi tackled the problem of being the only drummer there who was going to play by recording one part at a time, until finally he had built himself a complete drum piece. And each of those parts you could adjust the volume on so that the final product or the final sound that came out could be adjusted to sound just right.
Free me on quay, free me on quay. When you compass it, you bomb for. See, I'm praying this, I may stop. With the proper didn't for more cutting. Different.
What are all those things you just did?
Yeah, and this they call the king coming.
The king is coming.
Yeah, you call. You play the talking drum, talk. Say, Abrampong or Henny, my home minister. My home minister say, you got up. You got up. Still, the king stay home, no get up, come to outside.
All of these are to get the king to come
Yeah,
out
come in. Before you see the king coming, pray. You march through. The drummer tell the king, you watch you on the ground. No spoil your food.
That was you just played?
Yeah.
When they're learning the talking drums, they have a lot of poems that they learn first, and the way they play the sounds in relation to the words is the way he played Kwasi Badu. It's just like you tap the rhythm of the word out, or the series of words. And but if you learn these poems, you kind of get a handle on how you do this. So that's what he's running down now, is the basic chops.
Right, the drum talk.
For talking drums.
There's another type of drum talk which they use just nonsense syllables. In other words, there's words that really don't mean anything, but they use them to learn how to play the instrument. Like in East Indian music, they have syllables that don't mean anything, but those are the sounds of the drums. They also have sounds that don't mean anything in African drumming too, but these particular things have meaning.
Those are called burden texts.
Right, text just for learning the instrument.
They carry the rhythm, but they don't mean anything anymore. They did possibly originally.
Right.
A master drummer can sing and play every part in any dance that's going on. He can demonstrate to someone what the vocal equivalent is. Maybe they'll be able to remember it, like sang, whatever.
Pinimpa, 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 pinim, pinim, pinimpa, 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 pinim, pinim, pinimpa, 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 pinim, pinim, pinimpa. Tadantin, tadantin, tadandin, din, 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 tandidin, tantidin, and din, tintidin, tandin, tintidin, tandin, din, 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 tandidin, din, 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 tantidin, din, 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 tandidin. Tekatindin kenti, tekatindin kenti. Odi krome huna mane, odi krode krakuju, odi krome huna mane, odi krode krakuju, tekatindin kenti, tekatindin kenti, tekatindin kenti.